Hello, today is the 9th of January 2025. I'm going to show you for the first time three trades that I took yesterday. I traded the Euro USD, the GBP USD, and this is the GBP USD and the USD JPY. Let's start with the Euro USD. The Euro USD, I took it here from this red candle. The price was at this level here. Okay, let me enlarge. I took the price at this level. Let's look at first the general direction. The general direction is downward, therefore I'm looking for selling opportunities. And I have, from the previous videos that we explained, I have, by the way, I'm doing this video at a hotel lobby, therefore you might hear some voices that are not related to this recording. We have a pivot point here, a pivot level. We have a pivot is a buying area, and this is a pivot selling area. This is volume zone. Let me show you this volume zone. Okay, volume zone, the climatic volume. Okay, we did a whole video on volume zones, on how to identify them. Okay, so this was the volume zone that we drew. Now there is another one here which we will look at maybe later, but not today. This is for today's analysis. I didn't do my analysis yet. Okay, so this is a volume zone. There are a cluster of things that I looked at. The price was here, as we said, therefore it broke this trend line, it broke this pivot level, and there is this buying pivot zone. When I saw that the price broke this trend line and broke this pivot level, I thought it will do a retesting of either the trend line or the pivot level, but my bet was on the trend line itself. Okay, there was another scenario where the price could retest the volume zone or retest this resistance level. Why I didn't look at this resistance level? Because it was tested a lot of times and it went away from it, it went back, and I didn't see that it was going to go back to this level at this point. This is a horizontal line that was later created after my decision. So the price actually went up. No, before that, look at this line, at this candle, sorry. This candle, I took the price here. Normally what I would do, the price actually went down, it broke my take profit, and I thought it will not go back to this level. It went far away. I mean, and this is breaking the downward, the lower trend line, making this channel. So I thought it's over. Normally I would actually close the deal, delete it, close the position, delete it all when it arrives at my take profit without triggering the trade. In this instance, I didn't do that. So because I didn't do that, it went, triggered the position, and went and took the profit. My take profit was at this level. This is a buying pivot zone, and I thought it might react on a Fibonacci perspective. It might react and go up. It did react, but not based on Fibonacci, or at least the total Fibonacci level. I take Fibonacci not per wave, I take it on the whole direction. Some others would actually take this as Fibonacci or take this, okay, and decide on this wave, the Fibonacci levels of this wave. I don't do that. It's not about right or wrong, it's about personal style. So, and this was, as you can see, 2.58 RRR. Okay, the RRR, the risk to reward, is 2.58, which is more than 2. Meaning I risk 1% and my profit is 2.58%. Okay, and this was a winner. The next one is the GBP. The GBP, the cluster, is a volume zone, resistance level, and a pivot level. The price was, it went down, broke the, resistance level. It went down, reacted to it. It broke the pivot line, the pivot level. And I was here when I was taking the decision, well, above the pivot buying point, buying zone. The price did, as you can see, the price kept going down and it didn't go up to retest this pivot level. Therefore, I deleted this today. When I saw this, I deleted the trade, because even if it went back, I'm not sure if it will go back to this level or not. I need to restudy what are the new clusters the new clusters of today, especially that it went down and broke the S1 level of the pivot points. So there is a new story today. So this was deleted, there is nothing here. The USD JPY, there is this R1 pivot level, which is resistance 1. It went up there, and to me, now the resistance became support. Let me enlarge this. So the question, would it retest the pivot, the R1 and the support, or will it retest the volume zone? To me, it was, if it was going to retest, it was going to retest those two. Those two are powerful coming together. So and there is this selling point, pivot zone. So I decided that I will take the trade once it hits the pivot line. Yes, the pivot line. It did that, but then it broke and went down to the volume level. Why did I put my stop loss just below the edge of the volume zone? Because normally in a volume zone, if the price went down here, it might go all this way down here. So I don't want that. This will take a lot of losses. I don't want that. So my stop loss was below the edge of the volume zone, and it actually closed on a loss. Now again, I risk 1% in this one. It's the RRR are 2-to-1, which is risking 1% and profiting 2%. So if we go to my log, and on a $1,000 example, if the capital is $1, I lost on the USD JPY 10.13, and I gained on the Euro USD 24. Therefore, I made $14.67, which makes 1.47 of my capital in one day. If I am successful in doing that on daily basis, and I need actually about 2.5% per week, I can do around 10% a month. If I did 10% a month, that means in 10 months I can get I can double my capital. So those were the trades that I took. This is why I took them. I take them on a cluster of reasons, okay? Whether it is volume zone, pivot points, pivot zones, this is supply and demand. It wasn't in the story, in yesterday's story. It's there on the chart, but it wasn't part of yesterday's story. So this is how I take my trades, or this is how I took yesterday's trades. One lost, one gained, and one was not triggered. So today is a different story. I'm going to analyze it, and if there is anything that is deserves to be said, I will record a video and explain it and show it to you. Okay, hope this was helpful. Look what the Euro USD is doing. It's going back from this trend line, going back down. This is happening now, and I think from this volume zone, it's reacting to the volume zone. And we need, those pivot zones are yesterday's, so we need to see the new ones, today's new ones. Okay? Okay, see you in another video. Bye bye.